Hey, Scorpio. Hey, welcome to you. All right, good to have you here today. So we are going to pull a card for to set the theme for your reading, which will apply for the next 2 weeks from whatever you're watching this. I have a bunch of oracle cards spread out here on my tarot table, so I'm going to go ahead and pull your theme card. Okay. All right, and here's the card we have for you. It says tend, maintenance, encouragement, guidance. Is this upright? Okay, yes, it is upright. Yeah, it's interesting because the tend part is coming through really strongly. I'm almost feeling like, I feel like there's a lot of like love and support and yes, encouragement. Yep. That you're going to need to give yourself over the next 2 weeks. I just get the energy that, or I'm getting the sense that there's something you're going through right now that requires a lot of compassion, self-compassion, and gentleness as you kind of navigate things. Okay, I'm just getting the sense that like something is either happened by the time you come to this reading or something will be happening over the next 2 weeks where it's just gonna, I just feel like a lot of like, again, self-compassion and kind of like holding and just gentleness is gonna be required for you, for yourself. So it's like tending to yourself and tending to your needs and like what you need to feel, sure, whole could be a word for it, but what you need to feel, I think a little more peaceful or at peace is maybe the energy. Okay, this is really interesting. Do you have more to say about this card? No, they want to go straight into it. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot coming through here, Scorpio. That's, there's a lot of energy here. This is interesting. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirit, can you tell us what's going well for Scorpio over the next 2 weeks? Which deck do you want to use? This one? This one? Okay. All right, bear with me. I realize the sun is coming in at an angle now. That's going to be really, really bright. So, oh, okay. So the sun coming in, that brightness is, they're showing me the same brightness you see around this little like sprout right here. Yeah, it's almost like, I feel like something's coming into focus is part of what I'm hearing, but something's being illuminated is probably, yeah, a better description for this. So I feel like something's being illuminated for you over the next 2 weeks, and I feel like it's going to require a lot of gentleness with yourself. Yeah, totally. It's like something, oh, okay, yeah. It's almost like something gets like dug up. You see how the little shovel here? Yeah, it's like something gets dug up. You see it comes into the light. Again, it kind of sprouts through the ground, the darkness of the ground into the light. And I feel like it's going to require, like I said, a lot of gentleness of yourself and tending to yourself to feel, I'm just getting the sense to feel at peace with it. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know what that means. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more as we go here. Spirit, what's going well? So I feel like that's part of actually what's going well. I feel like it's actually a really good thing that this is coming to the light. Yeah, okay. But what else do you want to say, Spirit? Okay, hold on. Let me cut the deck. They are very loudly saying cut the deck. Okay. Hold on. Loud in the way Spirit can be. Is this thing loud? Okay, so whatever it is that's coming into the light, I don't think it's loud, but it's obvious. Okay, it's obvious. You want to pull this one? Oh my gosh. Okay, High Priestess in reverse. Okay, it is. So it's something coming out of like the mystery or the shadow space. That's exactly what this says, and coming into the light, like the High Priestess in reverse, because the High Priestess speaks to like mystery. It speaks to what's unknown. It can speak to like the occult and things like that. It just speaks to it's one of the most like mysterious cards in the deck. This and probably like the moon and a couple of the other ones, but this is probably one of the biggest ones. So it's just coming through. It's in reverse. Yeah, so it's coming through as in something's coming to the light. And I feel like the reason the High Priestess came out is because I feel like intuitively, is that what I should say? You knew this was coming. Okay, intuitively, you knew this was coming. So, okay, and that doesn't feel like a bad thing. It doesn't feel ominous. It's nothing like that. I actually just feel like it's like kind of like a spidey sense. Like you had a spidey sense that this was coming. is what I'm like sensing from this. Yeah. Okay, so that's why the High Priestess, because it's kind of like that. Yeah, intuitive, almost like that little tingle you get when you're onto the message per se, or you know what's coming, or again, psychic downloads or intuition. Yeah, psychic download for sure. That's definitely how this is coming in. Okay. Is there anything else to say about this? Okay, do we want this deck? All right, let's switch decks. So I feel like this is a really good energy, honestly. Something's coming to light here for sure. I'm just going to write that down. Something coming to light. And like I said, I get the sense that your like spidey senses are on alert. Like you kind of had a feeling this was coming. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. What's on top, Spirit? So what do you want to talk about with this? They're showing me the word guidance on the 10 card. They're showing me the word guidance. Okay, do you just want to talk about that? Okay, let's get into it. What do you want to say about guidance? Is it needing someone else's guidance? Internal inner guidance? Yes, that's part of it. Okay, hold on, I gotta cut the deck. Okay, they want me to grab this top card. Strength, Scorpio. Strength upright and in reverse is what I'm hearing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the strength card only comes out if it's something like difficult that you have gone through or that you're going through. So that definitely feels like it. I feel like the other part, okay, yeah, this is actually speaking to like the strength in your character. So it's like strength of character. Yeah, so this is speaking to that. I really like that energy. It feels like there's a strength to your character, and I feel like whatever you're going through, like you'll be able to get through is definitely part of it. But I feel like the other part of this is within reverse is like not needing, there's this energy here of like always having to like be strong. And I feel like there's something here around like, how do I say that? Wanting to be in a place where you don't have to be strong anymore. You know how people like, it's like the example here of like when you go through something really difficult and people are like, oh, Scorpio, you're so strong for having been through that. And, you know, you'll get through this, you're strong, or things like that. And actually, I'm just getting the sense that you just feel like kind of sick of that. Like kind of sick of always having to be like strong, you know, always having to like go through the difficult stuff and always having to like, just be in this like strength card energy, which again, this card only comes out. This card comes out because you're going through something really, really, really difficult. So I feel like you're constantly having to be, I feel like I did like a reading for you like a couple readings ago where, again, I feel like we talked about this in some aspect, but it's just like, I feel like Scorpio, there's always this like you having to be strong through all of the like, you know, darkness that you have had to go through, and all of the ways you've had to like shoot above the soil line for yourself and push through that darkness. And I'm getting a real like sense that you're just kind of like over it. It's just this like I'm over it kind of energy. And I feel like there's something that shifts in the next 2 weeks where in your energetic field, you start to come to this like, it's almost like a peaceful resolution of like, I don't want to have to be strong for things like this anymore. I don't want to have to do that. And I feel like part of it is like, okay, we have the Fool here. I think part of it is like, I mean, yeah, that's exactly what this is saying. So there's so much coming through. So sorry, give me a second here. I'm trying to ground all of this energy. There's a lot of energy coming through here. I feel like there is a cross section to the strength card of like having to almost like appear as if you're strong on the outside to everyone else as well. And I feel like you're just like done with it. I do like this energy because there is a sense of like, there is an element of like vulnerability here and just being sort of over the mystery of like what you're going through. I don't know if it's like how you like I'm almost seeing like the King of Wands energy, like how you appear to people outside of you. Like, I think they always think you're like super strong and, you know, that's how they see you, as like this person who always has it together and knows the journey they're on. And I just feel like you're just kind of sick of this, like, kind of like facade, but it's nothing that you're doing intentionally or anything. I think it's the way people perceive you of like, oh, Scorpio is just so strong. Scorpio can get through this. And I just get the sense that you're just like, I'm done with this. And there's a level of vulnerability here that feels really nice. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it feels like with the Strength in reverse, it's just, and the High Priestess in reverse, it's almost like just opening up and like letting in a way. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's like being vulnerable about like what you're going through and just how much it like affects you is part of it, but it's even more than that. I can't say this enough, but I just get the sense you're done with this, like having to be strong for shit. Like the way I'm even saying it just feels like you're just like, I'm done with this. Like I'm done with this always having to, you know, cause this actually is coming through as very Scorpionic energy because, you know, Scorpio is the sort of like, doorway between realms, as I like to describe it. I mean, this is very Scorpio. It's very like the occult, the, you know, like all the things you rule, the things that are in the darkness, the things that are transforming, that are being alchemized, like all of this stuff. And I just get the sense that, which makes sense because it's part of like what the lesson is for Scorpio is to come out of this like shadow space and into the light, right? And into the like vulnerability is such a big key piece of the kind of ways that we as, and I'm a Scorpio rising, but the ways that we as Scorpios have to evolve is to, vulnerability is just such a big piece of that, and like letting others into that, or just again, expression is part of it. But I just feel like it's all of that. Again, I'm getting King of Wands really strong here too. And then this Fool energy. I mean, I talked about this a little bit, yeah, because that makes sense. But the Fool in reverse. Wow, we have a lot of reversal cards here. Yeah, I get okay, I see this. I mean, this is coming through as like, you know how like Scorpio always, like Scorpio is associated with the Phoenix, right? Is one of our sort of states of being is the Phoenix, and always having to rise from the ashes. This spread is saying you're sick of that shit. I don't know why I keep saying that. I keep saying like that, but that's the energy coming through. Like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, and so I just get this sense with the Fool in reverse, it's coming through as like, Yeah, exactly that. I'm tired of having to like rebirth myself. Like again, be the sprout. Again, coming from, if this is like the pile of ashes and the phoenix is coming out of it, if that's what Spirit's showing me right now. It's like, I just get the sense that you're like really sick of having to like revive yourself over and over and over again. And I mean, I get it. This feels relatable. Right? Because, you know, when you go through enough things and you've had to like rebuild yourself enough, yeah, you get kind of tired of it. I mean, you definitely do. That makes a lot of sense. And Scorpios have to do it a lot more than most other people. So this and most other signs. So this makes a lot of sense. Do you want this card? Yeah, six of Pentacles in reverse. Tired of not getting like what you actually want, not getting like the things that you feel like you're owed and you deserve. I feel like part of that is the ability to like be like, I don't know if it's secure. Secure is part of the word, but to feel like, you know, you're not going to suddenly like burst into flames like the Phoenix does and have to rewrite your story. Totally. Okay. So like you're tired of rewriting your story. Okay. I'm writing that down because I get that. Like, oh, that might be the title of this reading. Tired of rewriting your story. Tired of having to be strong. Tired of having to like restart, get into this Fool energy and always closing something out. Tired of like not receiving what you've been wanting. Because again, the energy of Six of Pentacles upright speaks to giving, and it feels like that's also it. I feel like this process has just taken a lot from you. Feels like it. You feel like it has taken a lot from you and has taken a lot of your what's the word, Spirit? Yeah, a lot of your strength, but it's even deeper than that. It's like, it's a little different. It's taken a lot of your, I'm hearing life force. Okay. But that even feels a little strong. I feel like, again, it's like your energy source. Sorry, one moment. My dog has been itching this whole reading already. I can tell because there's an itchiness to this, like, sorry about that. My dog's part of the reading, like he helps me with the readings. So this is definitely part of your energy, but there's an itchiness here to just like, it's almost like be done with this like cycle. I mean, I'm definitely getting some like death energy here with, I mean, not, which is your card, Scorpio. So that would make sense, but okay. And I'm seeing 15 on the clock, so that could be a number, an angel number for you right now. Yeah, I totally get this. There's like a restlessness here. There's a wanting to like be done with the whole like rebirth spiral in a bit. And you know, I don't think that ever truly stops because like we're living life and there's an amount we all go through, but I do see here, Scorpio, of you being done with the amount of time. I feel like it's just like too much. I feel like it's just too much, and you're like, I'm done with this. So, okay, what else do you have to say about this, Spirit? You want this deck? Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna try and keep my head from moving here, so we don't have the sun directly on, like in this video, because again, it feels like that. Like this is being illuminated very, very strongly, and I feel like over the next 2 weeks, especially as we're moving through Mercury retrograde, a lot of these readings this round have just been very much so touched by Mercury retrograde. So I feel like that was important for you here, but I think that's part of what's coming up during this time. Okay, are you ready? Do we need to cut the deck? Okay, all right, let's keep going. The sun in reverse. This is this is exactly the energy. Sun in reverse. You're like, I'm tired of having to rebirth myself. Like this is coming through as the sun, like the same energy that the phoenix goes through when it bursts into flames. It's this sun. It's not coming through as sun upright. It's coming through as like the flames of the fire of always having to like transform, right? And always having to like let go, or you know, what the alchemical process of whatever the phoenix does. But quite frankly, I'm just getting the sense you're tired of the rebirth energy. And on this card, it says healing energy, happiness, comfort, joy. These are all the things you want. And for whatever reason, it feels like these have been out of reach for you. Like I really do. I feel like a comfort. That's the one. That's the one here that's really sticking out, that I feel like has been just elusive. And it just feels like this sun energy, it just continues to come through for you as the burning flames of being burned, you know, burning into the pile of ash to then be reborn. That's the way this sun is coming through. And I just get the sense that you are so wanting to be done with that. Oh my gosh, didn't I just say this? I was like, trunk. Okay, so this card says trunk, it says stability, loyalty, reliability. That's exactly it. I was talking about the like stability element. I feel like you want to be stable now and to stop having to like go through a constant rebirth for yourself. And I feel like it gets exaggerated for whatever reason, what's coming through, it gets exaggerated and heightened during these like retrograde times, particularly with like Mercury retrograde that's happening right now. And then we have Mars retrograde coming up. I just feel like you're just like done with this. Yeah, totally. And just, I feel like you're kind of, how do I talk about that? I feel like you're in search of a stable home and a stable place. And by stable home, I mean that as a metaphor. I mean it as the same way that kind of this actually similar energy that's coming through on this card. It's like home to yourself, of like building yourself a little plot of soil and you know, your little plant, and tending to yourself if you're the little plant. I don't know. There's an energy here, and it's coming through with the same energy as the owl that's in this like tree here. And it's just like almost metaphorically creating yourself a home where you don't have to continuously what's the word I'm looking for here? Yeah, I guess rebirth, but continuously move is part of it. So this is about moving for someone. That does feel like part of it, but it just feels even deeper than that, than continuously like, transform. Okay. Like the phoenix does when it burns and then it's reborn. Yeah. Okay. I see that. Do you have more to say on this, Spirit? Yeah, I think Spirit wants you to know, like, you deserve the comfort and happiness and joy and truly healing energy that you're looking for, that I think this like metaphorical home space, this inner stability within yourself will provide. And I really feel like that's the goal, or like what, I'm definitely hearing, because I'm asking Spirit, like, is this possible for Scorpio? And they're saying yes, it's definitely possible for you. Is it possible for Scorpio to be in the sun energy and find a sense of stability? And yeah, it's coming through as yes as well. Okay, so yeah, I feel like this is definitely available for you. What is the block here? What is the block? Is that a question I can ask? All right, they're saying yes, so let's go in that. What is the block here? This deck? Okay. Because yeah, Scorpio is done. I see that. This feels really, really clear to me in terms of how your energy is coming through, and there's a sense of exhaustion here. I think you're just tired. Again, that strength in reverse is coming out as like, it's almost like exhaustion now. I'm also seeing the 8 of Pentacles in reverse in my mind's eye. So it's just like you've just been over and over having to like replant your seed and sprout again and burst through the soil and then burn up in the sun and, you know, then come back again. And I see that there's a lot of cyclic energy here. We're not seeing the moon card out here, but there's a moon energy in this, the like cycles of the moon here. And I'm actually filming this on the new moon in Sagittarius. So I don't think that's definitely not a coincidence. So it definitely feels like exactly that. So there's the moon energy, but it feels exactly like that, of like having to, besides the moon that's on the high priestess here, but that you see here. But yeah, it just feels like there's an exhaustion with the constant cycling here. through the metaphorical rebirth. You want to pull this card? Temperance. Is this upright? No, it's in reverse. Okay, because temperance, it does relate to Sagittarius. Is this around Sagittarius season? Yes, this is part. So I'm hearing yes, that's part of it. Temperance in reverse. I mean, we already know Scorpio's out of patience with this. Like, this is coming through as like frustration. There's a frustration, there's a impatience, there's a wanting to be done and wanting this to be over with. And like, I feel like, again, enough is enough. We're done with waiting on this. Okay, do you have more to say? Judgment. Temperance in reverse, judgment, and again, is this around the block spirit? Yeah, okay. Do you have one more card? Okay, there it is. Okay, I was like, I'm feeling the restlessness, I'm feeling the exhaustion. There's an exhaustion here. Okay, so this is definitely the nine of swords. Yep, exactly. I'm like, there's an exhaustion here. You see this person like is literally exhausted. Yeah, you're tired of this. I mean, I get it. Really tired of this. And I feel like, yeah, there's a level of anxiety here. I feel like there's a level I'm hearing of depression. I am hearing all of that stuff, sure. So all of that could be like wrapped up into the cycle. So if someone was wondering, like, is that, you know, if you're going through that and is that connected? I mean, Spirit's definitely confirming it. This is coming through. It's interesting because this is feeling like, you see the person like in the megaphone here. It's almost coming through of like someone, I'm seeing them like shout into the megaphone, like enough is enough. And like, you know, to all of this, if these are other people or other events or situations that outside of you that are, and also within you, but like that are contributing to this. Oh, that's an interesting way to see this. Sorry, this energy is unraveling in a very strange way. So just bear with me here. But I'm also seeing this as you, like multiple different rebirths that you've had. It's like every time you have to get up here and like call yourself back to life. Like here's 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4, 5, right? Like, and it's like, yeah, 5 of swords. I'm seeing the 5 of swords in my mind's eye. Okay, I feel like this goes, okay, so this is just not, it's not just your energy. Totally. This is not just your energy. This is also like, I feel like ancestral. There's a strong thread here, especially coming through with the temperance energy, because this is very much so linked to like the angelic realm. I also link this into the ancestral realm because they're very, very closely linked. Okay, but it's coming through, again, there's a 5 of swords, which I read the 5 of swords as I call it my ancestor card. And so there's an energy here of like, you're not the first one who's had to take up the mantle of this like constant rebirth kind of cycle. And let me be clear, this isn't speaking to like, you know, how lineage happens, like, you know, a person, you know, basically like your great-grandmother had your mother, had you, you know, I'm not talking about that cycle of rebirth, although yes, sure, that exists, but I'm not even talking about this. I'm talking about the experience of going through like multiple like rebuild processes in your life and having like things kind of like almost, I'm hearing like burn to the ground metaphorically and having to like rebuild yourself. Because again, it's part of the Phoenix energy. The Phoenix energy here is coming through and like, again, a very sun in reverse moment. Oh, so sorry. Yeah, see, like, okay, so sorry. Yeah, that's sun. I'm trying to navigate this and like what's being illuminated here, because there's so much and it's like heating up like my back and stuff too. It's so interesting. It just feels like, yeah, there's like an overheating here, or it's just too much. Okay, Spirit, oh my gosh, we've talked about how much this is. This is a lot. Is there some sort of insight here into the block? And if I try and close my curtains, it doesn't actually stop this. Trust me, I've tried, but for whatever reason, it's really bright for your reading right now. Like, again, okay. I feel like this is here for you. This sun keeps peeking through very strongly. I feel like this is definitely here for you. How can we get a card? How does Scorpio get out of this block? Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, the only thing I keep hearing here is like it feels like you're on a journey to like come home to yourself. Again, this is the same energy that I was speaking about earlier. The Five of Pentacles in reverse speaks to like as it's coming through and I'm hearing from Spirit, it's speaking to like coming home to yourself. And I think finding a deeper layer of yourself, a more grounded layer of yourself that feels solid. That feels like it doesn't move. That feels like, yeah, I'm catching some very strong like Queen of Pentacles vibes here, or even like Empress vibes. But it's very like Queen of Pentacles vibes of like, yeah, wanting you to build your own metaphorical home and solidify and stabilize within yourself. Is there more we can say here, Spirit? I feel like part of the journey that you're on right now and what you're going through is helping you do that. So, okay. So you're actually on this journey. Okay. You're actually on this journey. Okay. So it feels like this is definitely part of like your task of like what you're doing here on this earth for sure and in this experience, but it feels like you're actually on that journey to stabilize. Yeah, and I actually feel like it is pretty close. I actually don't feel like it's that far out. I don't know why. Temperance is coming through like in reverse and upright though is like, I don't know. It just feels like it's almost like in reaching distance. You see how like this person's like hands are out? It's almost like you're almost there, can almost grab it. I don't know. This has been such an interesting reading, Scorpio. I don't know what I was expecting. Do we want an extended? Okay, they're saying yes. So I'm hoping we can like really dive into this and see how this, you know, you're moving through this and how we can further unblock this because, yeah, this is big. This is big energy. I understand, you know, this is so relatable of wanting to kind of be done with the rebirth thing and always having to constantly move, or the chaos, or the ways you've had to be strong through things. And you're like, I'm just done with it. And so I think if you're not already embarking on a journey to like stabilize within yourself and create a home space for yourself, actually creates that out in your external world. And I feel like that actually, you radiate the sun from within. Yeah, you radiate the sun from within, and that actually your outside world doesn't need, Okay, Spirit, your outside world doesn't need to burn anymore if you can learn how to burn from within. And like the burning is coming from the fuel of your life force and like where you direct it and where you channel it. Oh, damn. Okay. All right, Spirit. So that got hot. Okay, that's a hot take. Thank you, Spirit. So okay. So I think that's where we're going to leave the general, because there's definitely a whole other layer to this. We're just going to go do that in the extended. I'm going to dive into this and see how you can like kind of essentially create your own internal sun. So the metaphorical outside isn't burning per se, okay? But I think it is, like I said, there's wanting to create a home for yourself here. So I have the information in the description box below for the extended if you're interested in joining for that. I'm also doing personal readings right now, so if you're interested in a personal reading for yourself, definitely check out my website. That is in the description box below as well. But Scorpio, I'm wishing you a lot of luck through this next cycle. It does feel like this is within reach, but yeah, I can definitely sense the energy you're in and kind of like just being kind of done with it and just over it and exhausted. So I feel like whatever's happening over the next 2 weeks either kind of puts you into this energy where you're like, I'm actually done, this is it, or you're already in it coming into this reading, and it feels like you're I feel like these things actually overlap. I feel like you've been working on, maybe it depends on where you are on this timeline. You could be on different ends of the spectrum, but for some of you here, I feel like you've been kind of in an overlap of like being done with this element while also building internally within yourself that kind of home space. So I think that's kind of one end of it. The other end of it is like, you know, just kind of reaching that limit and being like, okay, it's time for me to like go inward and kind of look at this directly. So all right, Scorpio, I am wishing you so much luck and so much love as you go through this next 2 weeks. Yeah, and I want to thank Spirit for this message. We're going to go into the extended right now, but if I don't see you there, I will see you at your next reading. All right, thanks, Scorpio. See ya. Bye for now.